again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Welcome to the Baseball Show. Today's Thursday, June 13th. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Raymond Report. Come and check out the free Raymond Report each and every day, where each and every day we talk about value, the percentage play, player performance, and also team performance cycles, player availability, and a money management system. You can use the Rain Report for free today at atsstats.com. All you got to do is go to the website, click on MLB, and once you get to MLB, it's going to take you to the free Rain Report Lite version and come and get all the stats and trends of the day. And in fact, we got two system trends I'm going to share with you guys here today. Also, check out the 24-hour rule, the book I wrote last August, and come and find out more about sports handicapping, more about the Rain Report, and what exactly is the 24-hour rule. It's all in the book, and in the book, we talk about strength the schedule, advanced betting strategies, building your own system. That's very important. I think you should have your own system when you are betting on sports, and learn more about the 24-hour rule. You can get this book today at amazon.com or .ca, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. All right, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond, a five-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and it is a beautiful sunny day here in the nation's capital, 18 degrees. And looking forward to tonight. Got a lot of things going on tonight. We got practice. We got the Ottawa Red Blacks taking off. And I think the Ottawa Titans are doing a homestand here this weekend against New Jersey, the Jackals in the Pioneer League. So I'm going to go watch that game on Sunday. But you know what? Added some new sound bites this morning. Yeah, hey, good morning, Peyton Sports Girl. I'm super excited for the CFL show, which will be today at 1 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, you know what? Did a lot of research yesterday, and I got some really good systems I'm going to share today on the CFL football show, and you don't want to miss that. But I've added some new sound bites to the baseball show. You know, I was last night, had some time off, so I said, you know, how do I improve the baseball show, right? Well, I think I think I've done that. I added this.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, a little Bob Uecker to go with this. Also, some more. You can never go wrong with more Harry Carey, right?
There's a drive. Way back. It could be.
There you go, a little Harry right there. And you know, if you're gonna go to the north side of Chicago, obviously we added the Hawk last week. But what about the Bronx?
Swung on and hit in the air to deep right field. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. He's done it again.
Yeah, he's done it again. And you know what? The Yankees, they just keep on winning.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Yeah, the Yankees win. So we're adding some new tools in the toolbox here today. And for all my old school guys out there who remember back in the 80s, when I was in primary school, and I used to come home at lunch, and there was here in Ottawa, there's our news station with CFRA, and at noon there was always a story from Paul Harvey, and he'd always finish the show with this.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Yeah, so anytime we go on a good rant or we get a good story, I'll finish off with a little Paul Harvey for my Chicago fans out there, or everybody he was a North American broadcaster. You know, here I am living in Canada, and I know a guy named Paul Harvey because of the stories he used to tell. Right. Anyways. Good show lined up for you guys here today, and got a lot of information. You know what? I got to turn on this light. I was so busy this morning, I forgot to turn on the studio lights. Just 1 second here. There we go. Hey, so like I said yesterday, right? When you're a one-man show, you know, you update the stats, you mop the floors, you close the lights, and you do security at night. But that's the way it goes when you run a podcast. And I see the pitching coach is in the bullpen. Hey, Sean Glass, welcome. Good morning, Creekman 581. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Creekman. And thanks for tuning in. Not sure if I've noticed you in the bullpen before, but glad you signed up this morning. And again, if you are new to the Raymond Report or the baseball show, brought to you by the Raymond Report, you guys can always chime into the bullpen. That's what we call our chat box. And I did get an email from one of our members asking me some questions about the Raymond Report. And Franco, I'll get to that in just in the middle of the show or at the end of the show. I'll do that. And my good friend, the network, is just logged on. And anytime the network comes in, we got to show them the money.
Show me the money!
Yeah, we'll show you the money there, network, and hopefully you had a good night last night. And we had some good baseball games last night. Hey, that game in Tampa Bay, those Cubbies and the Rays, they're putting on a good series. And the finale, I think, will be tonight or this afternoon or tonight. I think it's tonight at Tropicana, and we'll get into that. All right, let's go ring the bell. And let's see what the bookmakers has in store for us today. And last night, the favorites, the gift that just keeps on giving is called the favorites. They won 60% of their games, 9-6 for the favorites last night, 8-7 for the overs. And when it comes to the run line, 7-7-1. But the favorites are now on 19-day run, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-day run. And we had a little bit of tie right there on June 7th. So if you're, like I said, if you're betting favorites, you're doing very well, because the chalks are, the books, I'm sure the books aren't doing too well, because if the favorites are winning, that means the books are taking it on the chin just a bit. And the 7-day average, 53.6% of the unders have cashed in. Yeah, we're getting a lot of unders these days in Major League Baseball, so we'll pay attention to that today. In fact, all the games I'm looking at on the total, I think I got like 3 or 4 unders today that I like, and 56.1% of the run line have gone to the favorites. So yeah, we so as the bookmaker would say, it's or Norm Peterson, the dogs are not biting right now, and nobody's smiling like a butcher's dog, because the favorites are they're kicking butts and taking names right now, right? All right, just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
All right, let's go to game number 1. And in game number 1, we're going to talk about this. I'm going to do the since there's only 11 games today, I'm going to bring out the premium tip sheet, and this way we can go through it just a little bit more and give you guys a lot more information. Now, the Atlanta Braves are going to send Reynaldo Lopez to the bump today against Cole Irvin, the lefty. Now, the lefty on the season for Baltimore, he's 6-2, a 2.87 ERA. He's 8-2 in his last 10 starts for the Baltimore Orioles, 4-6-0 to the under, and 0-2 lifetime though against Atlanta. So that's the only bump, I guess you can say, on his record. But Cole Irvin having a really good year at 2.87. If you can have an ERA of under 3 in Major League Baseball, yeah, you're doing something really good. And Reynaldo Lopez, you know what? As much as the Braves are struggling right now, as my good friend Joe Namath would say.
Struggling.
Yeah, they're 3-7 in their last 10 games. But the last 7 games at Camden Yards between the Braves and the Baltimore Orioles have gone under the total. So keep an eye out on that. Take duly noted, put a little check mark on that. Atlanta. So today, if you're new to the Raymond Report, you're going to hear me talk about A, B, and C type teams, right? A type teams are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. B type teams are 50 to 59.9, and C type teams, those are teams below 500. Really hard to trust those C type teams. And I'm also going to talk about what cycle they're in, right? So the one thing I don't look at, I do look at it, but I don't put a lot of weight into is winning streaks, right? I look at teams through cycles on a 7-game cycle, and if it so happens they're on a 7-game win streak, that's just a bonus. But I look at teams that are bullish, just like you do in the stock market. Depending what the markets, the Dow Jones doing that day. If a team is bullish, they're either 7-0, 6-1, 5-2 in the last 7 games. If a team is neutral, 3-4, 4-3. And if a team is bearish, that means that team is 0-7, 1-6, 2-5. And right now, the Atlanta Braves are very bearish. They've been bearish now for 2 days, while the Baltimore Orioles really having a good run. The only bad news with Baltimore, they're in the same they're in the same division as the Yankees. And Baltimore, hey, you know what? Yankees are just on a tear right now, 49-21 on the year. But there's Baltimore at 45-22 and only 2.5 games behind the Yankees. So it's a two-horse race in the American League East division between the Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. And we're not at the All-Star break just yet, right? We still got the month of June to go. And I believe it's July 15th, around the middle of 15th. So, yeah. All right, these premium tip sheets are incredible. I look at them before thinking about making a bet. You know what, Peyton Sports Girl? And that's where today's sports question of the day is. And it's funny you say that, because when I was looking at the tip sheets and I was, sitting there and go, man, this is so much information. And when you handicap a game, let me see if you guys are in the same, the same corner as I am when it comes up to handicapping, right? You have a perception. Well, I have this thing called perception versus reality. I do this on the show a lot. Well, and for example, let's talk about this first game between Atlanta and Baltimore. What's your number one perception right now when you're thinking about this game? What's your normal instinct? What's the first thing that came to your mind, your sports gut, your betting gut? Like obviously you probably thought maybe Baltimore, right? That's your perception. That's your first instinct, your first reflex. Or did you think about maybe the total, right? Now, when you handicap a game, and here's the poll question of the day. Do you allow stats to ever change your initial pick or side or total when handicapping a baseball game? All right, so let's say that question again. Do you allow stats or analytics to ever change your initial pick, so your perception, on a side or total when you're handicapping a baseball game? That's the poll question of the day, and that's a pretty good question, right? Because we all have this prejudged notion that when we're handicapping a game that, man, I really like Baltimore today. And then you start handicapping it, and then you look at the numbers and the analytics and the situational handicapping. Then you're saying, oh, wow, man, they got okay. And then you start, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and you say, oh, maybe my perception wasn't as strong as I thought it should have been, right? But 62% of the audience so far allow stats or to initially change their perception on a game, right? So that's a pretty good question. I think anytime you do a poll question, and if you can get the yes and no's to close to like the 50% range, then I think you got a good question, right? I know yesterday's poll question of the day was, would you bet more than 150 or less on a baseball game? And was it 96% of the audience said they would, and I'm still trying to find that other 4%. All right, back to this one between the Braves and the Baltimore Orioles. Now, Atlanta 0-5 against teams that have a 60 or higher win percentage on the road this season. And the thing that's not that it's, I'm going to show you. Hey, don't tell them, show them, Ron. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So what I do is I go to my database. So if you are a member of ATS and you're wondering, how does he get that strength of schedule database? So let me show you. Go to your dashboard right here. And then once you get to your dashboard, scroll down to the bottom where it says SOS, Strength of Schedule Database. And then when you get there, go to MLB. And I want to show you guys this stat right here. Okay, speaking of stats and perception, when Atlanta's on the road facing a team like the Yankees, teams with a 60 or higher win percentage, so that would be the Yankees, the Baltimore Orioles, it would be Cleveland Guardians, it would be the Philadelphia Phillies, and the LA Dodgers. So when the Atlanta Braves are facing those teams that I just mentioned, what's their record? 0-5 this year, 1-4 to the under. But this is the one that really got me. Look at that. They only score 1.6 runs for on the road against those A-type teams. Let's see how they do at home at SunTrust Stadium. 2-1, 0-3 to the under, 4-3. So if we go overall, home and away, look what the Atlanta Braves do against those 2-6, 1-7 to the under. They average 2-point runs per game. So I thought that was a little bit interesting when I did the initial legwork on this game. And Baltimore 6-2 against B-type teams. And what did I have for? Oh yeah. So whenever they 5.75 runs for and only give up 2.88 runs against. That's pretty good, right? 4-2-2 to the over-under. So the Baltimore Orioles, hey, you know what? When you're an A-type team, you're going to have always the stats going in your favor, right? Let's be honest. If you're an A-type team with a 60 or higher win percentage, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that you're going to have a lot of stats going in your way, right? So today I'm looking at Baltimore, but I think I like the under a lot better. Since the last 7 games, I've gone under Camden Yards between the Braves and the Baltimore Orioles. And you know what? Reynaldo Lopez is, he's having a good season. 3-2, a 1.85 ERA. In his last 10 starts for the Atlanta Braves, the Braves are 2-8 to the under, and the last 3 starts for Lopez have gone under. Give me the under today between the Baltimore Orioles at home against the Atlanta Braves, and as the Hawk would say,
You can put it on the board, yes!
Yeah, let's put it on the board, and let me see if I got any system trends to share with you. Yeah, I do, actually. All right, so in any road team in Major League Baseball only scored 2 runs for last game. The over-under is 48, 84, and 6 in the next contest. So that's a pretty good number for the under. And anytime the Baltimore Orioles are in the 3rd game of the series at Camden Yards, 3, 6, and 1 to the under. And let's take that. Let's go under the total today between Atlanta and the Baltimore Orioles. All right, the bench boss is in the town. Hey, in the chat box, good morning, Ron, and good morning, Bullpen. Good morning, Jerry Davis. Hope you're having a tip-top morning. Hey, hopefully having a good start to your day. And let's go to the game between the Washington Nationals and the Detroit Tigers. Now, the Tigers, last night, the final score was another Washington victory, 7-5 for the Nationals. Today, you got the lefty Patrick Corbin going up against Casey Mize. And looking at the last 10 games for the Washington Nationals, they are now 6-4 straight up, 6-4 to the over-under. Detroit, 4-6, 8-2 to the over. Now, the bookmakers making the Tigers a 150 favorite. I had them right there in my wheelhouse at minus 152. So when you see VI, that stands for Value Index. And that's where I take my line compared to the bookmakers line. And you can see you're getting fair market value if you do like Casey Mize and the Tigers. But you know what? I'm looking at the road team here, the Washington Nationals with the lefty. And none of these pitchers, really will blow you away with their stats. Patrick Corbin is 1-7, a 6.15 ERA. Nationals are 3-7 in his last 10 starts. In fact, his last 4 starts have gone over the total. And for Casey Mize, 5-5 for the Tigers in his starts. And his last 4 games also, his last 4 starts have gone over the total. But the thing, the one that I think that clinched it for me, so sometimes when you're handicapping a game, I'm a starting pitcher type guy. Like that will have like almost a 50% weight on my decision when I'm handicapping the game. Maybe that's another poll question of the day. How much weight do you guys put on starting pitcher on your final decision on a baseball game? That's a question I've been asking myself for 20 years doing these shows, and you get different answers, right? But it all depends on the pitcher you're getting, right? Obviously, if you get a 1 or 2 in the rotation, they're going to give you 5-6 innings, hopefully. But when you start getting to the 4 and 5 rotation, then the bullpen plays a pretty big role right there. I'm on a full fade for both pitchers and playing Nats total over. You know what? I'm with you, Jerry. I'm with the bench boss in this one. I do like the Washington Nationals. In fact, the one that clinched it for me, Washington is 10-5 against C-type teams on the road. Not overall, but on the road this season. In fact, look at that, 10-5 straight up against C-type teams. So I'm going to go with the Washington Nationals today, and hopefully they continue. They won the last 3 games, and even though they're 5-8 at ComAmerica, they've won the last 3 games, 8-5 to the over. And Detroit, the last 5 games against C-type teams. If you do like the total in this one, so when Detroit plays those teams below 500 at home, the last 5 games have gone over. So Washington over is where I would lean here today. And if you're asking me which one do you like better, I probably would like Washington on the run line. I know it might be a little chalky. I think it's like minus 212, but I think Washington run line. Here's the other thing, right? Anytime you're betting on these C-type teams, right, you're asking them to do you a solid, right? And when you look at a team like Washington, have a better, you know what? I was going to see if they're a Jekyll and Hyde type team, right? Jekyll and Hyde type teams are teams that are, good at home or they hide on the road. But no, they don't hide on the road. They're 19-18. You're getting better value today with Washington on the road. Corbin doesn't give you pause, says Greek Man 581. And Tigers bats have been cold, so that's why I faded field goal. All right, so yeah, you know what? The Nationals and the over is where I'm going to go. Right, Hawk?
You can put it on the board, yes!
Yeah, let's put it on the board. And let me see if there's anything else that I forgot to mention here on the system totals. Last 30 days, last 45 days, 13-7 to the over at ComAmerica. All right, let's go to the next game on the board. And Yankees just keep on winning.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Yeah, they won again last night. In fact, they That was a woodshed game. Another woodshed game for the Yankees. How many runs is that now? 21 runs in 2 games at Kauffman Stadium. And you know what? The Kansas City Royals, like I said yesterday, right? It's like the Kentucky Derby. You got the favorite just coming right out of the gate, bolting around the first quarter pole, and then next thing you know, here comes the stalkers, right? The Yankees. Well, they're not stalkers. They've been a leader too. But Kansas City, man, they're fading quickly right now, as Joe would say. Struggling. Yeah, struggling. 4-6, but hey, you're facing the Yankees. Like the Yankees, it's as if now they're toying with them. 21 runs in 2 games. And looking at that game last night, when the Yankees get going, man, watch out. These guys, and I remember at the beginning of the year, I was watching preseason, and I think it was Michael Kay talking about they do these interviews in preseason. How's the cam? And the one thing I remember them saying is like the team chemistry early on in the training camp was amazing. It was genuine. It was very genuine. It wasn't like when teams start, you got that you don't know if it's genuine or not. And if you got that chemistry, you either have it or you don't. If you ever been involved in team sports, we call them jacket players. You either get jacket players or you get players who are bought in and they're all in. And right now the Yankees are all in. Nestor Cortes, the stash, is going to go today against Alex Marsh. And looking at the stash, here's the only downside of the Yankees. It's Nestor Cortes. He's only 3-5 in the year, but 3.65 ERA, 4-6 last 10 starts. So you know what? I think Boone's got a big decision to make here with Cortes because with a team with a great record, you would think every starting pitcher would have a winning record, but Nestor Cortes doesn't. He's 3-5, 3.65. Alex Marsh has a better record at 5-3, a 4.05 ERA. The Kansas City Royals are 7-3 in Marsh starts, and the last 4 games have gone over for Alex Marsh and the Kansas City Royals in his starts. Kansas City is they struggle against the Yankees. New York 11-4 last 15 trips at Kauffman Stadium, 10-5 to the over. The Yankees have won the last 3 games, and the New York Yankees are 12-2 against B-type teams. And the thing that's really impressive, anytime they play those teams on the road that have a 50 to 59.9 win percentage, they average 6.2 runs for per game and only allow 2.64. I don't know how you not take the Yankees again at -154. That's like the gift that just keeps on giving. I'm gonna go Yankees and over today. I like the Yankees better, -154. Let's just hope Cortes doesn't lose his control early. And Cortes, but here's the good news: if you like Cortes, he's 4-1 lifetime against the Royals, 5-0 to the over. So take it with a grain of salt. Give me the New York Yankees today against Kansas City.
You can put it on the board. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Busch Stadium, where the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to send Mitch Keller to the hill against Lance Romance Lynn. And Lance Lynn, 2-3 in the year, 3.58 ERA. Mitch Keller, man, he's the hottest pitcher right now for the Bucks. He's 8-3 on the campaign, 3.16. And when you look at the starting rotation for Pittsburgh, you got Jared Jones, you got Paul Skeens, and then you got Mitch Keller. That's a pretty good future right there. If you're a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, you like your first 3. I think that's a really good, it reminded me a little bit of Arizona last year when they had their pitching rotation, right? When they had Kelly, who else did they have there? Zach 10-gallon hat. And they got a pretty good rotation as well there in the desert. But Kelly, and I think Merrill Kelly's on the injured reserve list. That's why one reason why D-backs aren't doing so well, right? You need pitching. If you're going to win ball games, you need pitching. And right now, looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates, anytime Mitch Keller starts for the Pirates, last 10 games, the Bucks are 7-3, 4-5-1, and check this out. They are 6-0 straight up in his last 6 starts, and you're getting a -106 line here today for the Pittsburgh Pirates. In fact, let me bring up the game. Get off the Yankees, Ron. Hey, I know they won. I know.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, just a bit outside. There you go. I know somebody asked me for that soundbite this week, Bob Uecker, and I said, you know what? How come we don't have a Bob Uecker? Hey, you got to have Ukes in here. All right, Mitch Keller, Lance Lynn, there you go. And looking at Pittsburgh, you know what? Pittsburgh, you would think they beat up the beatables, right? Teams below 500, 10-10 on the year. And let me see here, 10-8-2 to the over-under. And let me go back here. And let me see, on the road this year, yeah, you know what? They are very balanced. Pittsburgh is home or away, 16-7 at home, 16-18 on the road, while St. Louis 16-15, 16-19. These two teams very identical. In fact, look at the record: 32-35, 32-34. You can take the jerseys off the players and put them on, switch them, and you wouldn't even know who's who, right? That's what I think of that. Now, looking at this game. You got, let me see here, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Lance Lynn, they're 5-5 in his last 10 starts, 4-4-2. Lance Lynn and Keller both have good ERAs, right? 3.16 respectively for Keller, 3.58 for Lynn. And Lance Lynn lifetime against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 12-11 lifetime against the Bucks, 14-9-0 to the over. And St. Louis at home against C-type teams, 11-11 and averaging 4.5 runs against. I'm going to take the value index right here, and I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Give me the hotter pitcher in this one. I think Pittsburgh is the play. Give me the Bucks against the St. Louis Cardinals. And you know what? I'm really rooting for St. Louis. I got them winning the division, but today for June 13th. I'm hoping we hang an L on them, right? I'm on the Tigers today. I just think the Mize touch up. Corbin says Creekman 581. MXK system trends on the light report suggest over Baltimore unless I'm missing something. All right, I'll check that out in just a few minutes. Covers has the weather and which way the wind is blowing at every field. It's really nice to be able to check. Yeah. If you can find a website that gives you the weather report, especially at Wrigley, right? If there's the bookmakers will tell you if there's a problem with the weather at Wrigley, because you'll see a side, but there'll be no totals, right? Got to get that weather report at Wrigley for sure. All right, so give me the Bucks, and you know what? I do like them a lot today against St. Louis, and let's hope the Bats. And what are they? What's their cycle? Neutral one day against neutral. Yeah, let me go to the REM report, see if we have any system trends to back us up. Yeah, road favorites on the year, 21-50, 215-140. So that's like that stat. You like that? Hey, where's my Kirk cousin here? You like that?
You like that? You like that?
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that a lot. All right, the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-3 as a road favorite this year. I like that.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah. And here's the one I like, coming off a road loss as an underdog, 6-4. So, all right, I won't give you a Kirk Cousin overkill today. Hey, I'll let go of the you like that, but I guess you get the idea. All right, give me the Pittsburgh Pirates today against the St. Louis Cardinals.
You can put it on the board, yes!
All right, let's go to Tropicana and the Tampa Bay Rays. Man, what a game! What a series these two teams are having right now. The Cubbies and the Tampa Bay Rays last night. A nice win for the Cubs. I thought we were gonna get a deja vu last night with Brandon Lau at the plate, and I was gonna see if what's his name for the Cubs? Crap! Hate that when I get a brain fart right on the show. The Chicago Cubs manager used to be with the Milwaukee Brewers last year. Come on, bullpen, pick me up here. They were wondering if they were going to pitch to Lau, right, or go to Paredes, and they pitched to Lau. And I said, man, can you imagine if he cranks it out of the yard again? That would be back-to-back nights where he would take it yard. Greg Counsell there. That's it, Greg Counsell. I thought he was going to pull. I thought he was going to walk Brandon Lau, but no, he pitched to him, and it was the right move. And make the final 4-3 for the Chicago Cubs, eh? Any Vic Router fans out there in Canada? Hey, make the final. All right, Chicago Cubs going to send the man of steel, Justin Steele, to the hill today against Taj Bradley, who's 1-4, 5.17 ERA. And the bad news is, so we just talked about starting pitchers having a lot of weight on the World Series MVP. Greg Counsell says the bench boss, Jerry Davis. Yeah. And so we talked earlier how much weight you put on starting pitchers. Well, this is a game you don't put a lot of weight on the starting pitchers. This one here, I can probably assure you, it's going to the bullpen. Chicago Cubs, Justin Steele, the lefty, 0-3 against 0-3 in the year, 3.65 ERA, and the Cubbies are 1-9 in his last 10 starts. So that might be from last year too, because I know he got injured there in the opening day game. 6-4 to the over/under, and the Cubbies 2-5 at Tropicana this year, 3-4-0 to the under, and Yeah, Justin Steele, 0-3 lifetime against Tampa Bay. You like that one there, bench pitching coach? Hey, where's my pitching coach there? Where's Sean Glass? Anytime we give a pitching reference there, we got to go to the pitching coach. Where's Sean up there? All right, yeah, so you... I don't know how much weight you put on the starting pitcher, but here's the one that clinches for me. Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay here today, and, 7.5. Remember we talked about this yesterday? Taj Bradley, Justin Steele. Come on, are they 7.5 pitchers? Right? Anytime you give it a 7.5, it has to be with the aces. I know Justin Steele's an ace, but Taj Bradley, give me a break. Hey, give me a break. Cubbies 4-10 on the road last 30 days. And let me take a look at Tampa Bay here. Yeah, let's get out of the month of June for Tampa Bay at home. They're 1-5. Let's make it 2-5. And third game of the series, they are 6-6. I like that. And but you know what? Small play on the Cash man, Kevin Cash. Give me Tampa Bay. And what else I want to show? Oh yeah, Tampa Bay 13-5 against C-type teams at home, and 5-2 against the Cubbies at Tropicana. The one thing, 4.39 runs for against C-type teams. So anytime the Tampa Bay Rays take on teams below 500, the average score is 4.39 to 3.78. All right, so it's pretty close. It's over the total. The average total when the Cubbies play C-type teams, this was interesting. And let me show you what I mean here. So let me go to the strength of schedule database. And again, let's talk perception versus reality, right? So if I tell you right off the bat, Tampa Bay at home against Chicago Cubs, what do you think the over-under is, right? So one of the tools that I like to use here is Tampa Bay, and we're facing a team below 500. So this year, they're 13-5 against teams below 500, 7-11 to the under. This is the average line of 7.81. And if you're saying, well, how do you get that line, Ron? What I do is anytime they face a team below 500, I want to see what the bookmaker's perception is of the public on what the total should be, right? Anytime the bookmaker puts a line, yeah, they got, the bookmakers have the best computer analytics to make the numbers with, right? There's also some perception out there, like the market psychology, but 8 point, against the Chicago Cubs, it was 8 yesterday, 7.5, 8. Like, look at the line. The average line is 7.81, right? So if the average line is 7.81, normally when they face those C-type teams, why is it 7.5 today, right? And that's where you got to go find the caramel secret, right? You got to say, okay, and we're talking decimal points, right? I know it might seem not like a lot to you guys, but what did the game do last night? 4-3. And for the Chicago Cubs, anytime in here, I'll show you guys right here. Don't tell them, show them. Let's go Chicago Cubs right here on the road against other C-type teams. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 games right up here, as you guys can't see it on the screen, okay, because the screen cuts out, but trust me on this. The last 5 games for the Cubs on the road against C-type teams have gone under the total. So give me Tampa Bay and a small lean to the under, and let's hope these starting pitchers get to the... If you like the under, I like the side better, but if you had to say, Ron, what do you like, the over and the under better? I like the under better, but give me Tampa Bay at, say, plus money. What are we getting at plus money? Let me see here. Tampa Bay plus money. And are we getting, you know what? Give me Tampa Bay plus 1.5 runs, minus 159. Give me that Geico insurance. Yep, minus 159. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is the 7-day average on the SPI right here is at 56.1% for the run line on favorites. That's my only concern. But here's, it's like a court case, right? On the 7-day average, it's 56.1, but on the season, it does favor the underdogs at 54.2%. All right, what do you think there, Hawk?
You can put it on the board, yes!
Yeah, put it on the board. All right, let's go to the next game. Let's go to Citi Field. Let's go to Citi Field. Hey, just cruising along here on a thirsty Thursday. Speaking of thirsty, hey, just on time. A little water here, a little water break, a little 7-inning stretch. As you know, I don't want to give you guys a spoiler, but I know you guys like the outro of the show. But I say, a baseball show is not the same. When you go out of the baseball show, you need a baseball theme, right? So I got a little something for you guys at the end. Every time we close out the show, I'm going to close out the show with this little surprise for you guys here today. Hey, I'll give you a hint. Hey, Wrigley fans, there you go. That's your hint. All right, let's go to Citi Field, where the New York Mets last night was a 10-4 victory over the Miami Marlins. And the price on the Rays is +1 is a great price as Peyton Sports Girl. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Luis Severino going to go up against Rodri Munoz, who's a call-up from AAA Jacksonville this week. He's 1-2, a 5.95. I believe he's already got like 4 starts this year for Miami. And the Miami Marlins 6-9 at Citi Field, 10-5 to the over in their last 15 trips to New York in Manhattan. Luis Severino 4-2, a 3.25 ERA, and the last 4 games for Luis Severino have gone over the total. And when I look at some of the numbers, anytime Miami's on the road against C-type teams, you can see right here on your screen, they're 4-4, and they're giving up 5.25 runs against. And for the New York Mets, only 4-5 against C-type teams. So a lot of inconsistency here for 2 C-type teams. And again, you are what your record says you are, says Bill Parcells. And if you're going to play this one here today, the over is where I'm going to cash that ticket.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
Yeah, let's go over the total today at Citi Field. First pitch, 7:10 Eastern. All right. Let's go to Fenway, where the Boston Red Sox, great win last night for the Red Sox. If there's a stat for an A-type team that I found on Philadelphia that they don't blow you away with their stat, it's when they're on the road against B-type teams, 6-5. They kind of struggle against those medium of the pack teams, right? 4-6-1 to the under, and averaging 4.5 runs per game, 3.64 against B-type teams on the road. The good news is, though, Philly fans, you got Aaron Nola going today. He's up against Tanner Huck of the Boston Red Sox, and he's having a pretty good year. 6-5. The record, his win-loss record doesn't blow you away, but his ERA is 1.91. And I have him in my fantasy draft pool there with the family, so I'm a big fan of Tanner Huck. And Aaron Nola 8-2, 2.77 ERA. It's gonna be tough though for the Fenway faithfuls today. Tanner Huck, when he goes for the Phillies, they are 9-1 straight up last 10, 7-3 to the over, and Nola is 5-0 in the last 5 starts. Well, the Phillies are 5-0 in his starts. But here's putting all the icing on the cake there for Philadelphia. But here's the only downside. He's only 1-3 lifetime against the Red Sox, 1-3 to the under. And Boston doesn't do well at home against A-type teams, 3-8, 6-3-2 to the over-under. And I got a system today on the under. So let me go to the Raymond report, and here it is right here. It's all queued up. I put the ball in the tee for you guys right here. Anytime you got a pick 'em to +120 home underdog last 3 years, third game of the series before a division game, and they're coming off a night game, and they're coming off the game that went over the total, and they allowed 6 runs or more against. Going back to the last 3 seasons, the home underdog is 4-16 to the under. That's an 80%. That's an 80% stat to the under, and that's where I'm going to lean here today. I'm going to hope both starting pitcher just go 7 innings. That'd be great, right? Kind of hard to go 7 innings at Fenway, but you never know. You never know. Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, let's hope it's not outside tonight there, Bob. Let's hope it's all inside. And let's go under the total today between Boston and the Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia Phillies, 8.5 is the total. Under is the play.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
All right, let's go to Minnesota, Target Field, where the watching that game yesterday afternoon for the Minnesota Twins, I knew the under was shot right in the first inning. Hey, was it 4-0 first inning or something like that? Anyways, when a team scores so many runs in the first inning, you're just like, okay, all right, I'm going golfing. I'm doing something else. There's something else better. But you know what? I gave it on the show. I didn't give it as a premium pick. I didn't, because I couldn't trust those teams. It was Minnesota against Colorado. 17-9 was the final for the Denver Broncos over the Minnesota Vikings. Hey, It went to a baseball game and the kickoff happened. All right, minus 231 is the line. Joe Ryan going up against Luis Funky Cole Medina. And looking at Oakland here, Medina 0-1, 5.23 ERA. And Joe Ryan 4-5, a 3.30 ERA. And Medina, I believe, is a call-up. And Oakland 7-8, last 10 trips to target field, 5-9-1 to the under. Oakland is, as Joe Namath would say, is struggling on a 5-game losing streak. They're coming off a 5-4 loss to San Diego. In fact, they didn't have a good series in San Diego. Yeah, they lost 6-1 in game 1, 4-3 in game 2, and then 5-4. Last 2 games were close, but close only counts in horseshoes. But Minnesota today, Joe Ryan and his 3.30 ERA. They're only 5-5 in Ryan starts. Minnesota is in his last 10. Minnesota 8-2 against C-type teams. And the thing that's impressive is that they average 6.1 runs per game, and neutral 0 days against Bears 4 days. And the Oakland Athletics have lost their last 4 games against B-type teams. So I'm going to go Minnesota here today, minus 229. I'm not laying 229, but if you're forcing me to make a selection, that's where I would lean today. And you know what? If you don't want to lay 229, just marry it with another parlay, right? Take Minnesota with maybe the Yankees today on a 2-team or something like that. Or if you're looking for an underdog, we'll see if we'll give you an underdog. Speaking of underdogs,
You can put it on the board. Yes.
yeah, Ron Raymond's top underdog upset special was a nice win last night. It was on the Los Angeles Angels, the Halos. Where's the Halos? Right there. Yeah, I took the Halos as my upset special, and we cashed that ticket. 8-3 was the final. In fact, it was never in doubt, right? And today you got Brendan Pfaadt, not Fat, right? I've been corrected many times on this. Brandon Pfaadt going up against Griffin Canning, and minus 176 is the line. I had minus 157 as my value index. And when you look at today's starting pitcher, you got Griffin Canning, the righty, 2-6 on the year, 4.65 ERA, up against Brandon Pfaadt, who's 2-5. 4.60 ERA. So you got 2 pitchers with bloated ERAs in this one. The good news is, though, LA is 10-5 in their last 15 games at Arizona. 11-4 to the over. The last 5 games for the Angels and the D-backs at Chase Field have also gone over the total. And the LA Angels, let me see here, versus C-type teams this year, 8-3. Believe it or not, a team with a losing record, a team with no Shohei Ohtani, no Mike Trout, are 15-18 on the road this year, and 8-3 against teams with losing records. So that's pretty good if you're an Angels fan. And the last 3 starts for Griffin Canning have gone over the total, where Brandon Pfaadt, his last 10 games, 3-7 to the under. So if you like the total in this one, maybe the under's where you might want to lean. But Arizona 10-6 against C-type teams, and giving up 3.88 runs per game. Last 4 games I've gone over versus C, so kind of contradict each other right there. But you know what? I'm going to go over the total today. I'm going to ride the over streak of the series, and I'm going to go over the total tonight at Chase Field, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
Yeah, put it on the board. Put it on the old board. Let me see if I got any other... All right, 15-8. Just looking at some of the stats here to see if we can put the cherry on top of the sundae. Arizona, yeah, watch out. If you like Arizona, it's good. It's a good sign. They're 10-3 coming off a loss, 7-0 coming off a loss as a favorite. So that's coming in mad. Hey, when you're coming off loss as a favorite and you're 7-0, that means you're coming in mad. Hey, the mad dash. All right, yeah, I do like the over, but man, that's a good stat on the over on Arizona though. Brendan Pfaadt against Griffin Canning, just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
All right, let's go to the next game on the board. Just moving along, nothing to see here, folks. Hey, just a bunch of people handicapping baseball games. That's what we do here. All right, let's go to Chicago against the Seattle Mariners. Sean Glass, the pitching coach, says Minnesota first 3 to win. The price on the Rays, yeah, we got that. Hell yeah, says Sean Glass. Yeah, missing some of your comments there. But you know what? Glad you guys are tuning in each and every morning, and I'm glad I'm back. Like I took a couple of months. Once football season was over, I think everybody in the industry just like goes and just recharges the batteries, right? If anybody's been in this industry a long time, like I have, you get to February and you're burnt out. Think about it, right? You got September comes along, you got the CFL going. You got college football starting. You got NFL. You got NHL starting. You got NBA starting. It's and if you're crunching all these numbers by February, you need that you need that time off, right? It's just your brain's like. But glad to be back. Glad to do the baseball show, and this has been a lot of fun. All right, Seattle going to send Luis Castillo to the hill today against Garrett Crochet, the rookie, who got the starting assignment this year for the Chicago White Sox. That's how I knew he's going to be a good one. If you're a rookie and you get the starting day assignment, you're probably tagged to be the guy. Hey, you're probably tagged to be the guy. -160 is the line, and last night was a 2-1 win for the Seattle Mariners. Yeah, that was a walk-off, wasn't it? I watched that game, and I remember seeing the Seattle Mariners just mobbing was it a single that came in, and that was a 2-1 victory. It's always fun to see the Gatorade showers, right? When they score the walk-offs or the last winning run. Today, Garrett Crochet 6-5 on the year, 3.33 ERA, while Luis Castillo, the former Red, is 5-7, 3.35. 2-7 to the under in those last 10 starts. So both these pitchers got some under credibility here today. Crochet 3-6-1 last 10 for the White Sox to the under, while Luis Castillo 2-7-1 to the under. Seattle has won the last 4 games of this of the matchups in T-Mobile Park. Chicago White Sox 6-9 last 15 visits in Seattle, and Chicago White Sox still have yet to beat a B-type team on the road. 0-4, and they're giving up 5.25 runs against, and Seattle 14-3. Look at that right there. Hey, sticking out like a sore thumb right there. 14-3 against teams below 500 at home, and they're on a 6-game winning streak. I have cash every game getting Mariners live at plus money. Garrett Crochet is auto play. WS first 5. Oh, White Sox first 5. Really? Wow. Okay. I like the under. I like the under in this game, eh? I thought you guys thought I was going to say Seattle, eh? So I was leading you guys to the... I was leading you guys right there thinking it was going to Seattle. Look at the system I have on the under. Anytime you got a home favorite, totals between 6.5 to 7 after a non-division game during the month of June, coming off a win against American League Central opponent, and it was a 1-run win. 13-3 to the under, 13-6 straight up. Give me the under today in Seattle.
You can put it on the board, yes!
This is one of their only chances, says Sean Glass. All right, let me go here. And let's go to the final game. Hey, how did you guys like that under stat I gave you? When I give out these pitching stats sometimes, some of them like, okay, they're okay. But that John Gray stat was amazing. And you know what? I got to bring it up. Anytime you get a good win like last night, that pitching stat, I got to bring that up again. And let's do this. And if you missed the show yesterday, what I did is I went to the database. Let me go to my database right here. For the win for the Sox. To win for the Sox is the pitching coach. All right, regular database, great stats. Yeah, that was an awesome stat. Hey, it was so good, we got to give it an encore. Hey, that's what we're doing today. We're giving it an encore, and he's not even pitching. But John Gray, lifetime against the LA Dodgers. And keep in mind, he pitched in Colorado. Not the most friendliest park to pitch against the LA Dodgers, right? And look at that record. 4-18-0 to the under. These stats only come once in a while. And when these stats do come, you got to jump on it. Hey, you got to pounce on it. You don't jump on it, you pounce on it. And hopefully hope you guys cashed that ticket last night. That was one of the stats I was like, yeah, that's not bad. Hey, that wasn't outside, Bob.
Just a bit outside.
Oh, that was right under. That was a good one right there. And now you know the rest of the story.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Hey, I kind of like that old school soundbite. What do you guys think? You guys like that one? Hey, the Paul Harvey. I know the younger generation like, who the hell's Paul Harvey? Hey, the older guys go, go look it up. Hey, I'm tired of telling you guys, go look it up. Old man waves at hey, old man waves fists at cloud. That's what this show is. No, we're not that. We're about two things right here, right? You guys know what the rules are of this show. Number one,
Can we have fun?
Number two,
I want winners.
there you go. That's what this show's all about. All right, let's go to Dodger Stadium, and then I'll go to the poll question of the day: perception versus reality. Yeah, Paul Harvey, heck yeah, miss him, says Jerry Davis. And that's why I do that, right? Just go back down memory lane and touch a little nerve for some people and say, yeah, I remember those days. Those were good, right? When you get older, I'm 55 now, and you get more sentimental in your old age, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, Michael Grove going up against Michael Lorenzen, and for the Texas Rangers, Lorenzen 3-3, a 3.05 ERA. Michael Grove 3-1, 3.12 ERA. He's a bullpen guy. Let's be honest. Michael Grove's a bullpen guy, and we'll be lucky if we see him in the second inning. 6-9 Texas Rangers are in their last 15 trips to Dodger Stadium, 9-5-1. And when Michael Lorenzen pitches for the Texas Rangers, they are 3-7 in his starts, 2-6-2 to the under, and the last 5 starts for Lorenzen have gone under the total. And looking at, let me see here. Last night, did you believe this? Here's a did you know stat. When the Texas Rangers are on the road against a team that have a 60 or higher win percentage, that was their first win in 5 starts. So congratulations to John Gray and the Texas Rangers, winning a close one last night, 3-2 against Walker Buehler's day off. But you know what? Buehler pitched a good game. I thought he pitched a good game last night. LA Dodgers, you know what? A team that's supposed to be dominant, that is 42-27, that's not a very dominant record against teams below 500. That tells me they take these the breathers, They take these cupcake games too lightly. Like, this should be like a 20-4 type record, right? You shouldn't be 16-9 against C-type teams. I think it's just Lorenzen. Do I trust Lorenzen to go in there? But you know what? His last 5 games I've gone under. But Texas against A-type teams, 4-7, 4-5-2 to the under. The bad news is, though, they give up 6.18 runs per games. Now, the one thing I've learned in sports betting: never force a pick. And as much as you're hemming and hawing, you're trying to put a square item in a round hole or something like that, you can't do it, right? So sometimes it's just better to pass. Dodgers just failed over and over. It's last night. I can't do it. I'm gonna pass on that one. I like the Dodgers, but the under, I can't bet the under. It's 8.5. But the Texas Rangers give up 6.18 runs against A-type teams. So, and the Dodgers average 4.72 and give up 3.4. So when you do the math, that is what? Let me do the math real quickly. They said there'd be no math in this show, but there is 1.82. So yeah, I'm you know what, guys? It's just, there's a lot of better games on the board than this one here, right? So when in doubt, get out. Don't force a pick. And let's go to the poll question of the day. And here's the poll question of the day. Do you allow stats analytics to ever change your initial pick on the side or total when handicapping a baseball game? So let's say you woke up this morning and you went out to that first game and you said, all right, here we go. Atlanta, Baltimore. What did your gut reaction tell you in that game, right? What was your basic instinct? What was your flex, right? You probably said, I like Baltimore in this one. And then you do the math, and then you start doing the stats and then the matchups, and you're like, you know what? That's okay. You know what? And then you start, thinking of, then you talk yourself off a game, right? Then you know what happens after, right? Then you talk yourself off the game. What happens? Baltimore wins, right? So I'm just 74% of the audience say that they allow stats to ever change their initial pick or side on a total. So do stats ever change your initial pick and side when handicapping a baseball? That's interesting. You know what? 74% allow. This goes to the media question, right? The narrative of the media. Now you've allowed the analytics go against your gut reaction. That's interesting, and because it all depends on the matchup too, right? It all depends if it's an A against a C, a B against a B. But that's interesting that you've allowed 74% of the audience allow themselves to be talked off a game, right? That's how I read that. How do you guys read that? Same thing? Hey, very, very interesting. All right.
Dilly.
All right, let's go to the 80% Club.
We're talking about practice. Not a game. We're talking about practice. practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
All right, I just see my good friend Reggie Codes is in the house, and you know what, Reginald? You get a good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam!
There you go, eh? Hey, Reginald, that's how you make an entrance, eh? You just walk in the bullpen when we're in the 9th inning, and you get a good morning, Vietnam, eh? Come on, Reggie, are you trying to tell people here in the bullpen you're the closer? Hey, the show's just about to end, and there comes Reginald. Hey, here comes Reginald. What's going on? I gotta close it out. All right. You know what? You just become the closer of the bullpen there, Reginald. Hey, that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we got them off the hook.
All right. Good morning, Reginald. Welcome. Glad you made it to the 9th inning, eh? We're not going extra innings today because extra innings will be this afternoon when we do the CFL football show. All right. The Chicago Cubs as a favorite in the month of June, 12-3 straight up. The New York Yankees, the gift that just keeps on giving.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
All right, the New York Yankees is a road team during the month of June versus an American League Central Division opponent, coming off a win versus an AL Central opponent, and it was a right-handed pitcher. They are 7-3 to the over, and you know what? Nestor Cortes is going today, so you got a shot today at the over, and we'll see if a lot of pitches will be just a little bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
Texas Rangers taking on the road team. When Texas takes on a road team versus right-handed pitchers against a National League West Division opponent like the LA Dodgers, coming off a win, and it was a win versus a right-handed pitchers, 10-2-1 to the over. And let me see, do I have any other good 80% club stats to share with you guys? The New York Mets on a Thursday as a home favorite, 14-3. Tampa Bay as a pick'em, the +120 home dog, total 7.5 before non-division game, 3-12 to the under. And Detroit Tigers, last 40 games as a home favorite after a non-conference game, 32-8. Wow. For a C-type team, that's a pretty good stat right there. And anytime the LA Angels are an underdog during the last 5 years and they won their last game by 5 runs, 80% of those games have gone over the total. And today's 80% Club Stats brought to you by the Raymond Report right here at atsstats.com. All right. Hey, good show. That was a good show today. How long did we go today? It felt... Did it feel like an hour? 54 minutes. Yeah, it's because you got 11 games. Yeah, you just said it, Ron. Everybody, including me, was on the Dodgers at opening, but you gave a stat to stay away, which I didn't listen, but I should have, says Jerry David. Yeah, you know what? That's why we do the show, right? Is to make you think. And the one thing with this show, when you guys, when I do this show, don't think I'm sitting here with a crystal ball and I got all the answers. I don't. Just ask my wife. I don't. But the one thing is I try to present to you guys like a court case, right? I'll give you the stats on the favorite, the underdog, the over and the under. And in the middle lies the caramel secret, right? The answer. And it's just, I try to present to you guys the facts. Hey, just the facts, man. And give you guys something to chew on, something to think about. And I say it all the time. Sometimes the best bet you make in sports betting is the one you don't make. Because how many times you sit there and you go, man, why did I do that pick? I knew I said I wasn't going to take it and I took it. Did I get greedy? Did I get stupid? Did I whatever you did, right? But at the end of the day, you just need one pick to make money. Just remember that less is more. And once you buy into that philosophy, and and you realize that less is more, and you don't need 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 picks. You just need that one winner, right? That silver bullet. That's what I call my silver bullet play of the day. And hopefully it cashes you a ticket. Anyway, I feel like I'm on a...
Now you know.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paul.
The rest of the story.
Yeah, Ron Raymond's rant. All right, so I got a special treat for you guys. I normally go off the show. Hey, normally when I finish off the show, I go into my my outro, which is this one.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man.
Yeah, so I normally go off in the show on that one. I'm gonna save that one for the NFL football season. So I got a new outro now. So this is gonna be when I finish the show. I'm gonna go back to Wrigley, the 7th inning stretch, and I thought, you know what? I think this is appropriate. I just hope I don't get dinged for like copyright infringement. You never know with YouTube, right? You wake up and it's like, oh, you got to take that down. We can't do that, right? So and the reason I say that because I tried to put remember the intro for the Chicago Bulls song. That I forget the name of the song. Where's my Dick Clark of the audience there? Where's Christensen? Hey, I haven't seen Scott lately. He's normally my Dick Clark of the audience. But anyways, gonna finish the show off on a Harry Carey, Take Me Out to the Ballpark. Have a good day, everybody.
Let me hear you. Go loud.
Nice and loud.